Hello guys, welcome to the next video on Qt tutorial for beginners. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can use Qt list widget in Qt. So let's get started. What I have done is I have created a blank project and I'm going to go to my main window.ui file. And in here, I'm going to search for list widget, right? So just write list here and there will be two widgets which will appear here. One is list view and other is list widget. Now list view is a model based widget and it can be used with model view architecture, which is an advanced topic, so we are going to see it in the later videos, right? We are right now interested in list widget, so just use this list widget, right? So drag and drop this list widget in your main window, and if you want you can apply some layout on it. So you can just right click here and then you can go to layouts and apply the layouts, right? So I'm going to right click layouts and let's say I'm going to apply this vertical layout here, so layout vertically. Okay, and maybe I will also use a push button here, so just search for push button and drag and drop here. Okay, now I'm going to go to my edit view here and go to my main window.cpp file, and in here first of all we will see how we can add item to the list widget. So just write UI and search for the list widget, and then it takes an argument which is add item, as we have seen in the combo box, right? But if you see here, it takes a instance or object of QListWidget item, right? So this is a class, virtually you are passing a class object here. Okay, it's expect a class object pointer here. So the procedure will be the same as we have seen in the case of combo box. It can take an item, for example the name Mark, something like this, and we can repeat this multiple times, and we can say John and some other name, for example, right? And then just save your code and compile it, and let's see what happens when we run our code. So you can see these names are populated in the list widget. Okay, so this is simple, very simple. Now for example, I want to show some icons on the list widget. It's a little bit different from the combo box as we have seen in the last video. So let's add some resources for the icons first, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my project and I will add a new resource file. So Qt resource file, choose and the name of the resource location. So for example resource itself, right? And then click next and click finish. And in here I'm going to add a prefix first, for example rec, and then I will add files. So I already have this folder in my project folder. You can just copy and paste, and then I will choose these images and paste it here, right? Now I will go to main window.cpp file, and this time instead of giving this q icon as a first argument, this in the list widget this is a little bit different. So what I am going to do here is I'm going to declare a QListWidget object. So just write QListWidget item. So just write list widget item, and let's say it's item, and let's initiate it with a new list widget item. So just write new QListWidget item, and then the constructor takes few argument. First is the icon itself, so you can now pass the icon. So just write q icon like this, and the location of your icon. So the location of my icon here is, so I want to save it first, everything, so I will be able to see this qrc file. So let me check if my resource files are there. So I'm going to open it with resource editor, save all, and I have these things you can see here. So I will just copy this path using this option which says copy path, and go to main window and then paste it here, right? And then the name, so name for example Mark, something like this, okay? And then I can pass this item here as add item, right? And in the same way I can do it multiple times, so something like this, item 2, item 3, and the name will change here. So I will just change the name, and maybe I will also change the path. So the path here will be different for the icon, and also path for the third item will be the third image, okay? And I will pass these items here, so here and here, everything is good. So let's run our code and let's see what happens when we run the code. And it shows us error because I forgot to declare it as pointers, right? So just do it as pointers and run your app again, and let's see what happens this time. So now you can see the items are populated with the icons, right? Now in the next step, let's see how we can do some stuff with this list widget. So I'm going to go to my main window.ui file, and I'm going to choose my push button, and in here I'm going to go to slot and then clicked OK. And in here, for example, first of all I want to just display whatever is there in the list box. So whatever I select in the list box, I want to display it. So I will include for example, first of all, Q message box. So just write Q message box, and then we can just use it. So Q message box, and then the information, we want to show the information, and then by now you will be pro in using, I think, Q message box. So the title is the second, and then the third is the current item, for example, right? So what we can do here, so we can just use this QUI list widget, and then you can just use the current item. So let's put here first of all comma, and then use our current list item. So just use current item, which will give us the pointer for the item, right? So just write current item, and then we can just ask for the text. So just print text like this, okay? So let's run our code and let's see if it gives or returns or print current item text on the message box or not. So I will choose Mark and then press this button, and it shows Mark, or this other name and it will show the other name, right? So simple. Now for example, you want to do something more with your item. So I will comment this code for now, and what I will do is, for example, I will just write UI and then call a list widget, and then using a current item, it will give us the pointer to the current item. So just call current item, and then for example you can do so many things with it. For example, you want to set background color, you can just use set background color, and then you can just say Qt, for example, Qt like this, and then red, for example, something like this, okay? And let's see if it builds or not, or I need to do something else maybe. So it builds, so let's run the code, and for example I choose this and press the push button, so the background is set to red, right? Now let's set the foreground to something else. So you can play with these things and do anything you want. So for example, set foreground, which will set the color of the foreground, and let's say it will be, for example, white, okay? Let's run the code and let's see what happens this time, and I will choose this option, and you can see the foreground or the text is white and the background is red, right? So you can play with these values and see what you can do with this list widget. You can also populate this list widget using a for loop, as I have shown you in the last video for the combo box. And I think you are intelligent enough to do this, so I'm not going to show you. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.